All right, so here is the next step on the owl project. Once you have gotten your weave about 3/4 of the way up the loom. Okay, we need to take the owl off of the cardboard loom, so we're going to flip it onto the back. Okay, we're going to cut across all of these white strings. Okay, all the way across. We're going to flip back to the front. Okay, and here's my advice is don't take it off of the loom and then tie the knots that we're about to do. Leave it like this and do it exactly as I'm doing here. Okay, we're just going to take 2 out at a time, and we're going to tie a double knot like you were going to tie your shoelaces. Okay, step 1 of tying your shoelaces where you cross them over each other like this, okay, and then underneath and around, through, and you're going to gently pull that up to here. If I was to pull any tighter, it's going to push my weave up, okay, and I don't want that to happen. So just as soon as it touches the bottom like this, it's good. We're going to do it again. So cross them over, wrap the tail around, up from behind, okay, tug and do that knot pretty tight, okay? So when you pull the first one up to the second one up to the first one, do that pretty tight. Okay, we're going to set those aside, and every 2 strings, we're going to do the exact same thing, okay? So again, cross them over, tail around through the loop, slide it up, and one more time. I also recommend doing this side before doing this side. It'll make it easier. Now back in the first video, we talked about when we strung the loom, we put 10 warp strings across, right, when we're wrapping the string around. If you accidentally did 9, or maybe you have 11 and you have an odd number of strings left, so let's just pretend that's the 3rd one and you had 3 left. Okay, you're going to tie these 2 together, double knot. Okay, then move that string over and use that existing one that already has a knot and tie it with the next one. But that's why ideally we have 10 strings, is so that we have the proper number to tie at the end. You could also modify this and just do 8 strings or make it larger and do 12, but even is better. Okay, so we're going to do that all the way across one side. And then we're going to go across the bottom as well. Exact same thing. And then the final 2, get rid of the loom. Okay, I'm going to flip it over. This is the front, okay, and this is the front because on our twill there are some knots right here. And we can now trim all of these. Make sure you don't cut the knot. The knot is obviously what's holding everything together. we will move on from here, and I will teach you what to do with what I do with these guys, these little tails that are sticking out the side. We're going to do a hook at the top of the owl, eyes, a beak, and then we're going to sew a twig onto the bottom. Okay.